the poor. They were pushing their husbands to exploit the poor so that they can be able to continue with their luxurious what? Lives. So because you're living in a luxury, you don't want to live that luxurious life. And you're living it on the what? Under the scrutiny of the poor, whereby the poor have to suffer for you to maintain a luxurious life. Are there people in the country right now who are doing that? They are living luxurious lives, yet the poor are suffering. Let's go back to our homes. We have our area MP. Let's go even back to the MCAs, right? How are their children living? Yes? What are they driving? Where do they live? Some of them, even our member of parliament, you don't see them. They're not living where we come from. They live in Nairobi, right? And then during the time for campaigns, that is when they're coming to give you 2 packets of what? Unga. And you vote for them. Yet, right now, some of us are not in school because of what? School fees. They cannot help. But their children are driving what? Luxury cars, right? They're the ones who are buying new things and you keep on following them. So they are living that luxurious life, yet the poor are doing what? Are suffering. So these selfish women of Samaria were oppressing the poor because they were urging their husbands to exploit their poor so that they can maintain their own luxurious lives. And you will know how they exploited the poor. So we go to how they exploited the poor. That is point number 7, is whereby they were cheating in business. They were cheating in business by using what? Faulty scales. When you go to buy, nowadays we have the one that has, which is, we have the modern scales nowadays, yes? Before, we had those other scales, whereby you used to put, is it a stone, what are we going to call it? Metal. And then it has to balance. You've never gone to buy sugar and the person measures. You've never gone to buy meat and the person measures using a weighing scale. Oh Jesus. Hujui kitu ya kupimia? Upande mmoja vizuri ratili, vizuri sana. Upande mwingine anaweka jiwe ambalo ni ngumu, ni jiwe ama tutachuma. Si ndio? Na upande huu unawekewa nyama yako. Ama upande huu unawekewa maragwe, upande huu unaweza kuwekewa nini? Sukari, unaweza kuwekewa nyama. Siku hizi ni kwa sababu wengi wao wameanza kutumia hizi ambazo ni za stima vizuri. Kulikuwa na hizo. Na watu walikuwa wanazitengeneza vile, na kuna wengine mpaka sasa wanatumia. Kuna vile walikuwa wanazitengeneza wanatuibia. Those are the faulty skills. If you want to know kama nini? If you want to know that there are faulty skills, I'll give you a good example when you go home. When you go home, see everyone here buys meat, right? Go to the butchery, you get the meat. I don't want to know is it the amount of meat that you're buying, right? After you buy it, go to a different shop or a different butchery and measure it. You'll be shocked. You will be shocked. I dare you to do that. You go even buy sugar and you go measure it in a different shop. All you have to do, see there even if you live in the village like I do, see there are very many shops. Just go buy sugar. Or what else is used in weighing? We have sugar, we have maize, yes? Yes? Rice, yes, rice. Yes, go buy in one area and then go to the other one. You know, a different shop is your friend, right? Because okay, measure, I send, you will be shocked. They are using faulty scales. So the same way, as Amos here was condemning the wealthy merchants because they were using faulty scales when they were weighing goods for the poor. They were also mixing bad and good what? Grains. This is to make so that they can be able to make profit. For example, if someone is selling maize to you, he mixes the good maize and the one with aflatoxin. You know the one for aflatoxin?
Yes.
Yes, that one can kill. Oh my God, it's so bad. They mix. It's all that. Yeah, that's bad. Now they were doing that, and a good example, they were mixing the bad and the good what? Dress and selling it to the poor. Some also were charging them high interest. When they were selling to them, they were selling for them high interest. For example, there are shops like that in our home areas, whereby you can't go to that shop. Everything they're selling is overcharged. You know, you can sell something at a good rate and something else you can overcharge it. And I usually see it with students sometimes. You know, someone doesn't have shop and then soap, and then comes to you, sell for me your soap. That is the time that you will walk like you are a millionaire. Give me 100 shillings, I'll give you. There are those who sell it at a throwaway price so that they can get easy money, because you're not the one who did the work, who went to do the shopping, and it's not your money, it's your parents. And the others who hike it. There are two kinds of students and there are two kinds of parents. There are those parents who cannot give you money. They will tell you, write the what? The list. And then they will go buy for you. And then there's another parent who will tell you, write the list, and you go together. As you're picking, you're there, and then your mom tells you, no, not this one. Return. What is this for? That was my mother. What is this for? What is this for? I prefer to go with my father. No questions. He sits at the entrance of the supermarket. I go get everything. Oh, you finished? He pays. We go. My mother. Oh my God. Have you written the list? Before you even get out of the house, have you written the list? In the supermarket. Why are you buying this? What is this for? Did I not buy tissue for you last time? Hey. You went up. And then if I don't know whether she was always, the shopping that I did was always very cheap because of the way she was removing some of the things that I wanted. And she was telling me it's not important. If it's not something to do with learning, for example, kiwi is important for her. Tissue paper is important. Yes. If you're applying a particular oil, it's important. But you don't buy a lotion that has something different. What is this for? Are you going to school to learn? Or what are you going to do? You don't even want to hear my language in my mother tongue when she's telling me. So here, let's go back. They were charging high interest rates on the wheat that they sold to the what? To the poor. From there was also robbery. Another injustice is robbery with what? Violence. So in order for them to be reached, they used all unfair. Some of them used unfair means. So they were robbing. Some of them even threatened the what? The poor. They were threatening the poor. And they were involved in violating the rights of the poor. They threatened the poor, and they were actually involved in the actual violence. And there was also drunkenness. Do you know what drunkenness is? What is it? Yes? So they were taking, what were they doing? They were taking wine in the temple. They were taking, what they did is, if you were their debtor, you know, if you are debtor, you owe them something, yes? So if you give them, they were using any payment from debtors, the wine that they got, they took it to the temple and drank it from the where? From the temple. That was wrong. So they were taking wine in the temple that they took from their debtors. Remember, there were others who were Nazarites who were not supposed to drink. And then they forced them to do what? To drink. So that was an injustice. And the last one was what? Forced security. there were leaders here. Amos condemned leaders who thought they cannot be punished by God, because they knew that they were chosen by who? By God. But Amos told them the whole city of Jerusalem, all the people will be what? Destroyed. So they felt they were so righteous, they will not be what? Punished, because they are the people who were chosen by who? By God.